This is On the Money with financial advisor Ryan Wheelis. He's the founder of Allied Wealth, offices all around the Houston area. But basically, if you are seeing us on YouTube or hearing us anywhere on the airwaves, Ryan and the team would be glad to put together your financial flight plan for retirement. How many times a week does Amazon stop by your house? Or does something get delivered?
Oh, no. You're asking, you're out of bounds there, sir. You can't ask me a question like that. Callie, I'm surprised Callie's not coming here to yell at you right now, Spike.
I've been thinking about inviting our Amazon delivery driver to our holiday event. It's going to be in the area. I see this person more frequently. Where is this coming from? I'm just wondering what is e-commerce like at the Wheelis household? Is it are you sustaining part of Houston? Not only just buying it, but food, entertainment. I mean, it is really a switchover from what years have been past. Even holiday shopping, there was a big changeover this year. I'll talk.
Spike, we're redoing the studio here at the office to get more amped up for the podcast. And the podcast production company, and the studio design company sent me a list. And I bought every single thing that they asked me to buy for the studio on either Amazon or a camera site, production site.
Yeah. BH, I think. We can say that.
I think, BH, yeah. So,
BH Photo, they're really strong with electronics, yeah.
For sure, right? But I would never have done that in the past. I would go to Best Buy, I got to touch it, I got to feel it, I got to see what else is there, right? And it's just not that way anymore. And it's mind-boggling to me, too, because even Amazon, like I would not, I used to be the guy that went to the store. I hate going to stores. Do not get me anywhere near a shopping mall. And now that Callie's she's got the return thing figured out like crazy, right? Because for a while we had boxes coming in and nothing going back that was supposed to go back, and we had a little chat about that. And so she's got returns going back, no problem, right? But it really is interesting how it's changed shopping habits and people spending money. I mean,
I'll give you some of the numbers here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. DoorDash. The numbers are crazy. 34% of shoppers today make an online purchase once a week. 82% of shoppers do it at least once a month. And I'm exactly the same like you. And that's why I was fascinated by this article. In fact, it was just the e-commerce report. Really exciting stuff for some folks. But I was just floored by the numbers. $6.3 trillion in sales by the end of this year. They're projecting almost $8 trillion in sales. And this isn't even including what is called re-commerce, which is the eBays and the Etsy's. So selling on the top of selling. It's almost like electronic, garage sales, right? You can buy anything you want to on resale. But what is this going to do, do you think, to the financial community? Are you starting to get, I want to say, units of purchase from folks online, from people looking at your videos? Do you do any appointments online like this on Zoom?
Spike, it's really interesting. The answer to that question is yes. And what's really, really interesting is the change that occurred, especially with COVID. We were locked in our houses and that sort of thing. And then I think some people had trepidations about getting back out there. And instead of wanting to go to a restaurant, they did DoorDash or Uber Eats, right? Which, by the way, I mean, my kids come home from baseball practice or cheer practice, and I can have Chick-fil-A at my house for $13 in about 7 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good, right? And so just the convenience of it all has really changed a lot. And so from our YouTube channel, which is On the Money, Ryan Wheelis, On the Money, Allied Wealth, our podcast, our websites, our outreach on the radio show, our outreach from Resilient Podcast with Chad Robichaux, we are getting people now that are very comfortable transacting online. And our Ramsey program we do as well. And they are way more comfortable than they used to be. And quite frankly, I mean, if you live in Houston, for instance, if we're in the Woodlands. Now, I've got offices all over town, but let's just say I didn't, okay? And you wanted to come see me and you're in League City. Well, that's going to be an hour and 20-minute drive if there's no traffic. You might make it in less than that, but usually it's about an hour and 20-minute drive if there's no traffic. Well, we can have a Zoom meeting. We can cover everything we need to cover via a Zoom meeting. And now that that's, starting to happen and people are getting more comfortable and can see our website and see our credentials and who we are and, learn us from our YouTube channel and learn, how we talk and the things we say and, know that our bricks and sticks are here by looking us up on Google Maps and seeing our building. And, all these things have created a level of connectivity that haven't been there before. And people are really embracing what I call the modern day delivery of wealth management. And that is virtually. In fact, we have an entire virtual family office that we run with a network of professionals across the country. We might have a guy in California working on one piece of the business sale transaction, another person in Florida working on another piece. The taxes can be done by somebody in Nevada, for instance, or Delaware. I mean, there's all these different opportunities that we have because of connectivity today that wasn't here in the past. And Spike, I got news for you. People are embracing it like crazy.
I can, and was also from COVID as well. In fact, for folks who are watching on the YouTube page right now and seeing us like this, they're like, why aren't they in the same room? Because we don't have to be. It makes everything, you're able to move on to what you're doing from that part of the day, be able to help with more broadcast and put all this stuff together. I got my team over in another room. We don't always have to be in the same space. And the comfort I got in being able to see doctors like that, it's like now I prefer it when they say, well, we can't do that unless you do your blood work. So you got to come in. Oh, really? That's such an inconvenience. I would rather just be able to talk to people over Zoom. But when you're talking about life savings, probably got to still be a little bit of discomfort around that. Do you use tools that you can share with folks?
Oh, we have all kind of tools, Spike, that we use. I mean, so like for instance, our first meeting is a discovery meeting, and we're simply asking some general questions and finding out what you're trying to accomplish. We're not going to present any solutions at that meeting because that's not what it's about. That meeting's about getting to know you. What's your story? Where did you come from? How was money handled in your house when you grew up? How did you acquire your wealth? What's important to you about your money? What do you want your money to do and your family to look like after you're gone? Right? What do you want to spend your time doing in retirement? What is your vision? Like, what do you want to do? And how do we finance that vision? Right? And so that's the first meeting. And we can do that virtually and all the time. And then the next one is usually kind of a whiteboard session. And we talk about a lot of things in this whiteboard session, but I can do that via PowerPoint and Zoom very easily. And then from there, we go into a planning meeting. Well, I can do all that because I'm gonna have our planning software pulled up on a television in our conference room anyway. Right? I can do the same thing via Zoom. And then when it comes to transferring assets and signing documents, we hold money at Charles Schwab. They're the largest asset custodian in the world. So you've got there's just a lot of comfort and familiarity through that. Now, one of the things that we do is when somebody is virtual, it takes a longer meeting process to onboard them as a client. So we have an entire meeting process. It's 5 steps in nature, and we go through all 5 steps. And sometimes we can take it from 5 steps to 4. On rare occasions, from 4 steps to 3. Right? But we have a process in place that we use to allow you to easily get to know us, get to learn about us get to learn about you, build confidence, build trust, build rapport, and then build a kick butt plan for you that meets your needs in your golden years. And we've had plenty of people do that all over the country, Spike.
Let's just talk about some of these tools. Now, you're going to give out the text one because I like that. That's new. The retirenowhouston.com. Is that also where the tax bill calculator is? Is that inside the retirenowhouston.com?
Yeah, retirenowhouston.com has an entire reports page. And the tax bill is on there as well, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty eye-opening to calculate your retirement tax bill. I think it's going to be one of your biggest expenses. But then you can also connect with us by texting PLAN to 21,000. Again, text the word PLAN, PLAN, to 21,000. And you can always call the show, 844-944-7555. And we do a lot of the stuff virtually. And then, Spike, we still have plenty of people, in Houston that they want to see somebody eye to eye, belly to belly. And hey, we are here to serve you in that capacity as well, which is why we keep offices all over town. Right? If you've got hear my voice right now, I've got an office within probably, I wouldn't say a 9-iron, but pretty close to you in most cases. All right. So folks, if you need help, if you want to talk about some planning, if you're wanting to figure out how you live the next 30 years without your paycheck and not run out of money in the process, or maybe you already retired and you're starting to wonder, are you on the right path? You hear me say some things in the show, and you're like, hey, my advisor hasn't talked to me about that. Or, hey, I heard Ryan say my advisor really can't talk to me about taxes. And I know taxes will be my biggest expense in retirement based on what Ryan says. So maybe I want to go talk to him. Folks, we're easy to talk to. All I got to do is reach out. 844-944-7555. Go to retirenowhouston.com or text the word plan to 21,000.
You know what, Ryan, on the break, I'm going to talk to you about this. Callie will be really interested to know. You can now get stuff on Amazon and not pay for anything for 7 days. And if you don't like it, you can send it back. Or maybe we shouldn't tell her about this.
I don't think we're going to tell her that, Mike.
More On the Money with Ryan Wheelis of Allied Wealth. When we get back right after this, call 844-944-7555.